is a fairy tale based on a true story. Princess Katie and the Big Black Cloud. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful princess named Katie. She was born in the hamlet of Evanston to two loving parents, King Bob and Queen Laurie. She was loved throughout the kingdom, but everywhere she went, Princess Katie had very bad luck. Before long, Princess Katie was known throughout the kingdom for her big black cloud. The big black cloud followed her wherever she went. It followed her to Waco, Texas, to college, and to St. Louis for medical school. Princess Katie stayed in St. Louis for residency, but the big black cloud stayed with her too. She married Prince Mark and thought it was the luckiest day of her life, and yet the big black cloud still followed her. She then had two beautiful girls, Carrie and Addie, and she thought, surely my bad luck is gone now. But the big black cloud was still with her. By now it was quite ridiculous, so Princess Katie went to her fairy godmother and asked, "Fairy godmother, how can I escape the big black cloud?" Her fairy godmother smiled and lovingly replied, "There is only one way you can escape the big black cloud. First, you must apply to dozens of pediatric surgery fellowship programs and fly all over the country at great expense to interview at them all. Then you must be accepted at one of them and move across the country with your entire family, even if it means that Prince Mark has to find a new job. Then you must work relentlessly for 2 years, with ridiculous hours and very little pay, trying to read the minds of 9 fickle pediatric surgeons. But if you do all these things and graduate from a fully accredited pediatric surgery fellowship program, then the big black cloud will go away forevermore." Oh my, thought Princess Katie. But she did all the things her fairy godmother told her to do. Princess Katie moved to Portland, and for 2 years she worked very hard to please 9 unpredictable pediatric surgeons at once. How hard could it be to please them? The big black cloud stayed with her throughout her fellowship, all the way to the bitter end, including her last sleepless weekend on call. Finally, one day, the Grand Duke Krishnaswamy handed Princess Katie a proclamation declaring that she had graduated at last. And after that, she got a perfect job in a perfect city and bought a perfect house where her girls could go to a perfect school and Prince Mark could drive the big trains wherever he wanted. Princess Katie never saw the big black cloud again. And they all lived happily ever after.